The 5th episode of Loki has a literal world full of Easter eggs, with some of the show's best Marvel references yet. Hello Marvel fans, this week's episode gets the whole gang back together with Loki, Sylvie, and Mobius teaming up in the Void to discover who or what is really behind the TVA. And as you might expect in a place littered with the remnants of pruned timelines, the Void is absolutely not devoid of Easter eggs relating to the MCU, Marvel Comics, and even real-life history. I'm Greg Elliott with Screen Rant, and here's every MCU Easter egg we found in the 5th episode of Loki.
Gotta keep moving so we don't die.
I can get behind that, but what's your plan?
Don't die.
Okay, understood, but beyond that.
Don't die.
Don't die isn't a plan.
The title of the episode, Journey into Mystery, is an egg right off the bat because Journey into Mystery are not just the Marvel comics that started in the 1950s, but also the ones that the Silver Age Thor and Loki first debuted in back in 1962. And the Void itself is literally filled with tons of things from the MCU and the comics. The big purple smoke monster Alioth is right out of the Avengers The Terminatrix Objective comics from 1993. We see the ruins of what looks like Stark Tower but with Kang at the top, a nod to the 2015 Avengers comics where Tony sold the tower to Kang Enterprises, and whose CEO Mr. Griffin was actually Kang the Conqueror, who will soon be debuting in the MCU. There's also a big yellow jacket head, the bad guy from the first Ant-Man, and another multi-faced stone head that looks a lot like the Living Tribunal from the comics, who is essentially the protector of balance in the multiverse, kinda like the TVA's Timekeepers, but real. In the debris, we see Thor's hammer Mjolnir, and trying desperately to get to that is Throg, yep, a tiny combination of Thor and a frog, an actual character from the comics who made his debut in 1986 as Thor number 365, which is of course the same number labeling the jar that he's in. There's a box of Roxy wine, another nod to the Roxxon Corp from the comics and the Roxcart Mall from episode 2, a Polybius arcade cabinet, which is a game from the 80s that doesn't actually exist but has a whole urban legend surrounding it, the USS Eldridge, a Navy destroyer that was supposedly turned invisible as part of the Philadelphia experiment, an Ecto-Cooler juice box, a Ghostbusters-themed flavor of High C from the 80s and 90s, and yet another blast from the past drink in the show like Josta and Boku, the Dark Aster, Ronan the Accuser's ship from Guardians of the Galaxy, and a SHIELD helicarrier, and we can't forget the Thanos copter, a direct nod to the helicopter Thanos infamously flew around in 1979 Spidey Super Stories number 39.
Car.
Is that bad?
Well, usually means cannibalistic marauders or cannibalistic pirates.
Delightful.
Marvel, Pixar, it's all Disney these days, so who even cares anymore? The pizza truck Mobius shows up and gives us some Toy Story Pizza Planet truck vibes, and the hula girl on the dash, while not necessarily uncommon, is the same one from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and more recently WandaVision. And its license plate is another reference to Mark Gruenwald, the Marvel comic book writer who not only served as the physical inspiration for Mobius, but also created Alioth and was born in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, where the episode 2 Renaissance Fair took place. The episode also features a ton of Loki variants, and old Loki refers to themselves as Gods of Outcasts, a line directly pulled from 2019's Loki number 5. There are a bunch of variants that we've never seen before, but the leader of the angry group of Lokis is lifted right from the 2016 Boat Loki comics, and we did briefly see the bearded Loki variant earlier in episode 2.
Loki, you're gonna need this on your journey. Go on.
The show wouldn't be complete without some deep cuts to Norse mythology, and the Blade Kid Loki hands to our Loki may be Lavatane, a weapon forged by Loki himself, which in some descriptions is said to have a burning blade. With only one episode left, Marvel Studios still has a little time to throw more at us, and with Loki and Sylvie on their way to the mysterious location that might possibly be Kang the Conqueror's citadel, we can't wait to see what they've got in store. So tune back in next week and visit us right here at Screen Rant for more videos and write-ups on all things MCU. Until next time, I'm Greg Elliott, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.